Episode 10, Unpacking the Great Replacement Theory. Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of What's in It for Me. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're tackling a heavy but crucial topic, the Great Replacement Theory. We'll explore what it is, why it's problematic, and most importantly, how understanding diversity and inclusion can counteract the fear and misinformation associated with this theory. This is a deep dive, so let's get started. First, let's define the Great Replacement Theory. It's a controversial and debunked notion suggesting that certain groups are being systematically replaced by others, often framed in a context of immigration and demographic changes. Historically, this theory roots in xenophobic and racist ideologies dating back to the early 20th century and even earlier. The roots of this theory lie in fear of the other, fear of change, and fear of losing cultural or societal dominance. It's been used to justify some of the darkest moments in human history, including colonialism, slavery, and segregation. It thrives on misinformation and plays on people's insecurities. But why is it problematic? Well, at its core, the Great Replacement Theory is based on a zero-sum view of the world, the idea that one group's gain is inherently another group's loss. This is not only factually incorrect, but dangerously divisive. It creates an idea suggests that mentality fostering hostility and conflict. Again, the Great Replacement Theory revolves around the belief that certain demographic groups, typically minority populations, immigrants, or those of different religious or racial backgrounds, are systematically replacing the existing majority populations in various countries or regions. The theory often suggests that this supposed replacement is orchestrated or enabled by political, social, or economic elites and is seen as a threat to the cultural, ethnic, or national identity of the majority group. Who is afraid and what are they afraid of? Affected demographics. The fear is predominantly found among certain segments of majority populations who perceive themselves as being replaced or marginalized. Fear of loss. The fear is of losing cultural dominance, economic opportunities, and political power. There's a perception that the incoming groups will fundamentally change the fabric of society, leading to the loss of traditional values or ways of life. Often, individuals who subscribe to the Great Replacement Theory often have a specific and sometimes exaggerated perception of what being replaced looks like. Their fears and beliefs may manifest in various ways. Cultural erosion. They may fear that the influx of new cultures will erode or overshadow their own cultural traditions, languages, and values. This can include changes in community norms, shifts in national holidays and celebrations, or the introduction of new cultural practices. Economic displacement. There's a concern that newcomers will take jobs away from the native population, leading to economic hardship for them. This fear is often heightened in areas with high unemployment or underemployment. Political and social influence. The belief that as demographic shifts occur, the political and social influence of the original majority population will diminish. This includes concerns over changes in legislation, national policies, and even the perceived loss of historical national identity. Changes in community demographics. Fears of being replaced also manifest in the perception of changing neighborhood compositions, such as seeing signs in different languages, new religious centers, or different cultural businesses and restaurants, which they may view as symbols of displacement. Generational shifts. Concerns that future generations of the original majority will grow up in a world vastly different from their own, with different values and societal norms, leading to a sense of loss of heritage. Media and representation. A perception that the media and popular culture increasingly represent the interests and cultures of minority or immigrant groups while neglecting or misrepresenting the majority group. It's important to note that these perceptions are often based on a combination of misinformation, selective observation, and emotional reactions rather than objective analysis of the situation. In reality, cultural exchange and demographic shifts typically lead to a more dynamic and enriched society and do not equate to the erasure or displacement of the existing majority's culture or influence. Addressing these fears requires open, empathetic dialogue and education about the positive aspects of cultural diversity in the historical context of human migration. Who is replacing who? What is replacing what? Perceived replacement. The theory often points to minority groups, immigrants, or refugees as the ones replacing the existing majority. This could mean replacing in terms of population numbers, cultural influence, or economic power. The notion of replacing in terms of population numbers, cultural influence, or economic power in the context of the Great Replacement Theory refers to the fear that the existing majority population will be overtaken or dominated by minority or immigrant group. This fear is often fueled by factors like birth rates and immigration. Birth rates. Majority birth rates. The theory often points to higher birth rates in certain minority or immigrant communities compared to the native majority. This difference in birth rate is perceived as leading to a demographic shift where the minority population grows faster and could eventually outnumber the majority. In many developed countries, the native population often has a lower birth rate and an aging demographic. The theory misconstrues this natural demographic trend as a threat to the majority's cultural and numerical dominance. Immigration. Perception of large-scale immigrant. The visibility of immigrant communities, especially in urban areas, can be perceived as a rapid and overwhelming change, fueling fears of being outnumbered or culturally overwhelmed. There's often a misconception that immigrants take more from the economy in terms of jobs and welfare than they contribute, leading to fears of economic displacement. Why immigration is needed for a vital society. In countries with low birth rates and aging populations, immigrants are crucial for maintaining a sufficient workforce. They help counteract the challenges of an aging population, such as labor shortages and imbalanced pension systems. Immigrants' growth and innovators bring diverse skills and perspectives, often contributing significantly to innovation and economic growth. Many immigrants start businesses, creating jobs and contributing to the economy. Cultural enrichment. Immigration enriches a society culturally, bringing new perspectives, traditions, and experiences. This cultural exchange fosters a more vibrant and dynamic society. In a globalized world, societies that are open to immigration tend to be more adaptable and competitive. They benefit from a diverse pool of talent and are better equipped to engage in international trade and cooperation. Diverse societies are often more resilient as they draw on a wide range of experiences and ideas to tackle challenges. This diversity can lead to more creative problem solving and a more adaptable social fabric. Cultural and social replacement. Beyond just numbers, the fear extends to cultural and social aspects, such as changes in national identity, language, and social norms. Why is it problematic? Zero-sum fallacy. The theory is based on a zero-sum view where one group's gain is seen as another's loss. This perspective is factually incorrect. Societal growth and cultural integration are not zero-sum, but can be mutually beneficial. Divisiveness and hostility. By promoting an IUSV's mentality, this theory fosters hostility, conflict, and division within societies. It often overlooks the positive contributions of immigrants and minority groups. Historical inaccuracy. The theory often ignores historical context and the complex reasons behind migration and demographic changes. It simplifies complex social phenomena into a narrative of deliberate replacement, fueling extremism. This theory has been linked to radicalization and extremist violence, as it can justify hostility and aggression towards perceived outsiders. Facts, truths, and human demographic shifts. The Great Replacement theory, rooted in fear and misinformation, fails to acknowledge the natural and beneficial aspects of migration and demographic shifts. Historically, societies have always evolved through the ebb and flow of cultural and population changes. Migration, a global phenomenon, contributes significantly to economic vitality and cultural richness. The idea of a zero-sum game in cultural and demographic dynamics is a fallacy. The presence and integration of diverse groups often lead to innovation, economic growth, and a vibrant cultural mosaic. Societies that embrace diversity tend to be more resilient, adaptable, and prosperous. Rather than viewing demographic shifts as a threat, they should be seen as a natural and enriching part of a globalized world where the exchange of ideas, talents, and cultures lays the foundation for a more interconnected and harmonious global community. This understanding is crucial for fostering a more inclusive and realistic perspective on immigration and cultural evolution. Counteracting the theory. Promoting factual understanding. Educating people about the actual impacts of immigration and demographic change is crucial. Most research shows that diversity can lead to economic and cultural enrichment. Fostering inclusivity. Creating inclusive environments that celebrate cultural diversity can help dispel fears of replacement by demonstrating the benefits of a diverse society. Encouraging empathy. Building empathy and understanding between different groups can counteract the fear and misinformation that fuels the Great Replacement theory. In the workplace and broader society, Countering this theory involves a commitment to facts, inclusivity, and understanding. It's about moving beyond fear and division towards a more integrated, respectful, and mutually beneficial coexistence. Let's add some historical context here. The theory gained traction in different forms across various periods, often aligning with times of significant social and economic change. It's been linked to the rise of nationalist movements and has been used as a tool to manipulate public opinion against minority groups and immigrants. Now, let's talk about what we can do to counteract this. The first step is knowledge. We need to understand and educate others about the dangers of such theories. Fear thrives in the absence of knowledge. By providing factual, historical context and promoting understanding, we can begin to dismantle these harmful narratives. Compassion is also key. Many who subscribe to these theories do so out of fear and a sense of loss. It's important to approach these conversations with empathy, recognizing the emotions behind these beliefs while gently challenging them with facts and personal stories that humanize the other. Now, let's bring this into the context of the workplace. Why can't workplaces afford to adopt pessimistic worldviews like the Great Replacement theory? For starters, such ideologies can severely impact the company's bottom line. They foster an environment of mistrust and conflict, which is detrimental to team cohesion and productivity. Additionally, in a globalized world, companies need to attract and retain talent from diverse backgrounds to stay competitive. A workplace tainted by such exclusionary beliefs will struggle to attract top talent and will likely see higher turnover rates. The antidote to the fear and division of the Great Replacement theory is the promotion of diversity and inclusion. When we embrace diversity, we recognize that bringing different people together creates strength, not weakness. It leads to better problem solving, more creativity, and a richer, more harmonious workplace culture. Inclusive workplaces also debunk the zero-sum myth by demonstrating that when everyone is given an opportunity to succeed, the whole organization benefits. This is the heart of why diversity and inclusion are in everyone's best interest. To all the leaders and decision makers out there, your role is crucial. Lead by example. Promote policies that embrace diversity and inclusivity. Freedom and liberty cost us all something. Sometimes a cost of admission is being uncomfortable with new things and making adjustments. The Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom and democracy, bears a famous poem titled The New Colossus. Written by Emma Lazarus in 1883, the poem was created to help raise funds for the pedestal on which the statue stands. However, it gained deeper significance over time, becoming a welcoming message to immigrants and refugees coming to America. The most famous lines from the poem are, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your team shore. Send the homeless tempest, toast to me, I lift my lamp beside the golden door." These lines encapsulate the essence of the American ideal of welcoming people from all walks of life, offering refuge, freedom, and the opportunity for a better life. The poem, and by extension the Statue of Liberty itself, came to symbolize the United States' role as a melting pot of cultures and a beacon of hope for those seeking a new beginning. It reflects the nation's longstanding values of diversity, inclusivity, and the pursuit of freedom. In the face of demographic shifts and the uncertainties they bring, there is a profound sense of hopefulness and opportunity that we can embrace. These changes signal a dynamic and evolving society, rich in diversity and brimming with potential. As we witness the blending of cultures, ideas, and traditions, we are participating in the creation of a more interconnected and empathetic world. The influx of new perspectives invigorates our communities, leading to innovative solutions, creative expressions, and a broader understanding of the human experience. This diversity is not a challenge to our stability, but a testament to our adaptability and strength as a society. Embracing these changes enables us to grow and thrive collectively and individually in a world that is continuously enriched by its varied and vibrant tapestry of people. In this evolution, we find the seeds of progress, resilience, and a shared future that is inclusive and promising for all. Create safe spaces for open dialogue and invest in education and training that debunk myths and promote understanding. Finally, remember, change starts with us. It begins with the conversations we have, the policies we support, and the values we promote. By choosing knowledge over fear, compassion over division, and inclusivity over exclusion, we can create a world that truly benefits everyone. Thank you for joining me on this important episode of What's in It for Me. If you found this conversation insightful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together, we can make a difference. Join me next time as we continue to explore how diversity and inclusion impact our lives and work. Until then,